like horror movie style, and I turned to look down the street and there's just bodies littered throughout the entire street.
Right now on Apple Valley News Now live at 5, terror on New Year's Day. At least 15 killed in New Orleans in what federal officials are calling a possible terror attack. Locally, a fire breaking out in Pasco today. We'll tell you what we saw. Also tonight, we are taking another look at other new laws now in effect in both Washington and Oregon. And look who's back, Stacy's back.
That's right, Happy New Year. I'll give you your first alert full weather forecast for the first time in 2025. It's all coming up next.
This is Apple Valley News Now at 5 on your side.
Good evening on this New Year's Day. Thank you for joining us. I'm Austin Reed. First up this evening, according to sources, at least 10 people are dead, dozens more injured after police say a driver intentionally plowed into a crowd in New Orleans during New Year's celebrations. Officials giving an update on the investigation this afternoon. ABC's Christiane Cordero has the very latest.
New Orleans' famed Bourbon Street, now a crime scene as the FBI investigates what they're calling a terror attack on New Year's Day. Federal officials identifying the suspect as 42-year-old Shamsuddin Jabbar, a U.S.-born citizen from Texas and an Army veteran. Police say he rammed a rented pickup truck into a crowd of people on Bourbon Street just after 3 a.m., driving 3 blocks before crashing, then getting out and firing at police with an assault rifle. Officials say 2 officers were hurt before police shot and killed the suspect. Witnesses described the scene as gruesome.
What we saw was insanity. I mean, something out of a movie. The graphic nature of it, and it was unbelievable.
Investigators say they found an ISIS flag, weapons, and improvised explosive devices inside the truck. They're now working to determine whether he had any affiliations with terrorist organizations. The FBI says they also discovered more IEDs planted around the area in the historic French Quarter, some of which were deemed viable, according to sources.
As of now, 2 IEDs have been found and rendered safe. We do not believe that Jabbar was solely responsible. We are aggressively running down every lead, including those of his known associates.
Officials also questioned about whether barricades were up along Bourbon Street.
This particular terrorist drove around onto the sidewalk and got around the hard target, where he did have a car there, we had barriers there, we had officers there, and they still got around.
Leading up to the holidays, federal law enforcement agencies had been warning local police around the country that vehicle ramming was a top area of concern and to be prepared for these kinds of incidents. Christiane Cordero, ABC News, New Orleans.
Now, this comes as Las Vegas officials are investigating after a Tesla Cybertruck exploded and caught on fire this morning outside the Trump International Hotel. The Las Vegas sheriff says 1 person inside that truck was killed. 7 others were injured, but not seriously. There's no word on the cause of the fire, but the FBI says it is involved in the investigation. A law enforcement official says it is being investigated as another possible terror attack.
At 8:40 a.m. Las Vegas time, we received the report of an explosion and a fire at the Trump Towers, the iconic hotel that you see behind me. We were told that a 2024 Cybertruck pulled up to the front of the hotel, and in fact, I can tell you it pulled right up to the glass entrance doors.
On social media, Eric Trump said the safety of their guests is a top priority, and he's grateful for the swift response from police and fire. Locally tonight, the Pasco Fire Department makes a quick work of a house fire this afternoon. The call for help came in just after 2 o'clock. Witnesses say there was heavy smoke coming from the back of the home on the 1800 block of West Brown Street. Firefighters got to the scene within a few minutes and had the fire out by 2:20 p.m. No one was hurt, but the American Red Cross is now stepping in to help the family with temporary housing. The cause of the fire under investigation. Turning now to our first alert forecast. Parts of the Yakima Valley saw some snow overnight and this morning, but will that continue? Stacy Lee is back from vacation. Stacy, happy 2025.
And happy 2025 to you, and happy New Year. Yeah. Things are very active in our weather forecast tonight. It's pretty quiet, but it's not going to stay that way. And it's not quiet for everybody. 38 degrees on our Legends Casino Skycam. The feels like temperature 34. Our sunset at 4:21. We're starting to pick up a couple of extra minutes of daylight per day. Temperatures around the area kind of all over the place, but everybody down in the 30s. We're going to get really chilly up here in the Yakima and Kittitas Valley. Those temperatures falling below freezing, and that is where we could potentially be seeing some snow overnight, or a rain-snow mix. A little bit warmer in the Columbia Basin. We're looking for some patchy fog developing all through the region. Here's the next weather maker. That guy is coming in tomorrow. That's going to bring increased moisture all along the West Coast, Northern California, all the way into Washington State. Planning your day tomorrow, chilly, especially in the Yakima Kittitas Valley. Look for those rain and snow showers, and rain mixed with snow showers developing later in the afternoon. So rain-snow mix possible late tonight, early in the morning, late night, early morning fog in many areas through the region. We also have a chance of freezing rain and ice possible in the coming days, and get ready for heavy mountain snow. I'll tell you all about that coming up. Austin.
Well, the Yakima Police Department is investigating two unrelated stabbings that occurred overnight. Police say a 911 call came out just before 5 p.m. on New Year's Eve about a stabbing in the 900 block of North 1st Street outside a gas station. Officers found an injured man who was transported to a local hospital with a non-life-threatening stab wound. Police say they don't have a suspect yet, but ask anyone with any information to contact the Yakima Police Department or make an anonymous tip to Yakima County Crime Stoppers. Another 911 call just after midnight on New Year's Day, calling police to a fight that escalated into a stabbing in the 900 block of South 40th Avenue. Police say the victim's wounds were non-life-threatening. Now, the person was taken to the hospital, and the suspect was booked into the Yakima County Jail on suspicion of first-degree assault. The new year is a time for celebration, but also a busy night for law enforcement. According to the Washington State Patrol, DUI numbers in the Tri-Cities are down from last year at New Year's, only seeing 2 cases compared to 2024. Now, there were 5 DUI arrests in Yakima. Last year, there were 4 there. If you saw lots of police activity near Highway 395 and Elm Street in Kennewick today, here's why. Just before 1 this afternoon, KPD responded to an unknown injury blocking collision. When police got to the scene, they discovered that one of the involved drivers ran away. A containment was set up and a drone was launched to help find the driver. According to police, within 15 minutes, officers located the suspect and took him into custody. We have been tracking new laws like a minimum wage increase in Washington, but tonight we are taking a look at 3 new laws now in effect across Washington and Oregon. Let's start in the Evergreen State. As of today, drivers for companies like Uber and Lyft will earn a guaranteed wage based on time and mileage. Food delivery drivers are not covered by the law, only drivers transporting passengers. The penalties for negligent drivers who cause death or serious harm to pedestrians, cyclists, or other vulnerable people has now increased. First-degree negligent driving now comes with 364 days in jail, a $5,000 fine, and a 90-day suspension on the driver's license. Second-degree negligent driving now includes a $5,000 fine, a 90-day driver's license suspension, up to 100 hours of community service, and traffic school. And finally, let's talk about license plate obstruction. In Washington, an existing law required license plates to be unaltered and visible. Until today, a violation would have only resulted in a written warning and information about how to fix the issue. Now, violations will carry a citation and a penalty. All right, we're going to head to Oregon now. As of today, school boards around the state will be required to post video or audio recordings of their regular meetings on the web within a week of the meeting. Many school districts already go beyond that, offering live stream access to meetings. The bill now aims to offer parents insight into how important decisions around public education are carried out. School districts with fewer than 50 students don't have to comply with the new requirements. There are new penalties for animal torture. House Bill 4145 establishes criminal penalties for people who create, distribute, or access footage of animals being killed or tortured. Disseminating, possessing, or accessing those recordings is a misdemeanor. The Humane Society of the United States called Oregon's bill an additional tool for law enforcement to tackle these cases that might otherwise evade prosecution. And finally, Oregon is now the 4th state to enact a right to repair law. The law requires companies that make cell phones and other consumer electronics to offer tools to repair those devices. Proponents say the policy will allow independent shops and owners to fix phones and will cut down on waste. Across the country, it's also time for big change. Amy Kiley reports on some of the new federal laws that take effect today.
It's a new year with new laws on the books. Dozens of federal and state statutes and directives take effect today, impacting millions of people. One allows some seniors to pay less for medication. Medicare out-of-pocket prescription costs are now capped at $2,000 a year. That's due to a provision of the 2022 Inflation Reduction Act, a law that took several steps to lower costs for Medicare recipients.
We've never had Medicare negotiating drug prices despite decades of actually trying to fight for that.
The minimum wage is higher in more than 20 states today and is rising to $17.75 an hour for federal contractors. Experts say a higher minimum wage helps female, Black, and Latino workers in particular.
There is that gap, narrowing of that gap because of minimum wage increases.
Louisiana is extending its medical marijuana program into 2030. Kentucky is legalizing cannabis for people with certain health conditions for the first time.
I'm happy to hear that Kentucky has moved in this direction, and we're happy to be a part of it.
A hemp testing facility called KCA Labs is Kentucky's first recipient of a medical cannabis license.
If the capacity is as big as I anticipate it could be, then we're going to be hiring additional people.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
Apple Valley News Now live at 5 is just getting started. A popular bridge in the Yakima Valley is back open. Also ahead, we are following up on the diesel changes in Washington State. Tonight, we are hearing from another side on the issue. And Stacy returns with your full First Alert weather forecast. We'll be right back.
Hit by a big truck in bad weather? There's a law that says truck drivers have a legal duty to use extreme caution when driving in hazardous conditions. Hit by a big truck? I'm attorney Mariana Morales. The big truck, heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
From Apple Valley News Now, this is Medically Speaking.
Here at the clinic, we offer our medical weight loss program. Diabetes, and more broadly, insulin resistance, is a highly inflammatory state that increases our risk of cardiovascular disease, cancer, as well as Alzheimer's and other neurodegenerative diseases.
Basically, it's the lack of awareness about what's creating that weight. There's lots of psychological aspects to that, so that where you come to is to a more centered place of feeling good and connected and positive about yourself, self-confidence.
You have access to over 100 weekly group fitness classes, top-notch fitness facilities, cutting-edge scientific therapies integrated into your program, and dedicated coaches rooting for your success. We also offer options for pharmaceutical assistance. We create patient-specific game plans centered around the 7 essential elements, which are sleep, nutrition, atmosphere, breathing, movement, thought, and purpose.
So rather than just focus, it's not dieting, and it's not focused on dieting, and that's not what we do here at Pacific Clinic. It's mind, body, physical, emotional, mental, and the combination of all of those things. And I think that makes us tremendously different than any of the other programs out there.
To get started, call 509-783-5465 and schedule an appointment with a client advocate today.
Swing into
Fred's Appliance for our New Year, New Kitchen Super Sale and discover unbeatable deals on the largest selection of in-stock, get-it-today inventory in our region.
Make cleanup a breeze with a brand new model Bosch dishwasher, limited to stock on hand, only $449. Save over 40%.
Quiet operation, advanced water efficiency, and a variety of cycle options.
Fred's, it's appliances, only appliances.
At Fred's, we sell appliances, only appliances.
Hit by a big truck in bad weather? There's a law that says truck drivers have a legal duty to use extreme caution when driving in hazardous conditions. Hit by a big truck? I'm attorney Mariana Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
The 3-Degree Guarantee, sponsored by Legends Casino Hotel.
A new law in Washington set to go into effect, bringing the trucking and RV industry into a new era. According to the Department of Ecology, starting on January 1, the Advanced Clean Truck or ACT regulations will require between 7 and 11% of new medium and heavy-duty trucks, dependent upon weight and class, to meet the zero emissions standard. This comes after Washington voted in 2020 to follow emission regulations modeled after California. The Deputy Communications Director for the Washington State Department of Ecology says this law will not prohibit the sale of gas or diesel-powered vehicles.
If you are a driver, if you own a trucking company, if you are a farmer, you can continue to buy whatever vehicle you want, whatever vehicle meets your needs the best. This only applies to manufacturers. And so it's not, for instance, an RV manufacturer. It's the people that are making the chassis and the engine.
He says sales of these vehicles are tracked at the end of the year. If a manufacturer didn't sell enough qualifying vehicles, they have 2 more years to make up the deficit. Dan Hansen is digging deeper tonight at 6. Mabton and Sunnyside on State Route 241. After a 1.5-year-long closure, travelers will no longer have to take a 10-mile-long detour to get to where they're going. Now that the Washington State Department of Transportation has completed its $11 million project, that included repairing the Yakima River Bridge and replacing the Slough Bridge, which means no more weight restrictions for larger vehicles.
We want to not only make this safer, that's a priority, but also make it much more efficient, much better in the long run. And because this serves as a great throughway between several Lower Valley communities, it just seemed like a higher priority.
Crews plan to finish up minor work like installing guardrail and painting this summer, but no more detours. Turning now to continuing coverage, the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife say they are taking the bird flu outbreak serious. Hunter Bertram spoke with them and is offering the following safe practices for everyone.
It has also moved to other animals. Some mammals have picked it up.
A bobcat, raccoons, cougars, and people.
The Centers for Disease Control has said all along that as the viruses evolve, there is the potential for that to happen.
Despite human transmission remaining low, the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife reminds us better safe than sorry. It also wants concerned people to know.
For the most part, yeah, we don't have the resources where we can go out and pick up every single bird.
You'll most likely end up needing to get rid of that dead bird on your own.
So we do ask people to help us out by, in the wild, just leaving it. Nature will take its course. In, a community or your neighborhood, picking it up, getting rid of it.
It's important to do so to prevent our pets and livestock from getting curious and eating the carcass. This disease can transmit to another animal, even if it's dead.
There are cases of it popping up everywhere. So we continue to watch for that and encourage people to take some measures just to keep themselves and their pets safe from it and from spreading it.
The department also recommends that if you are going to dispose of that dead bird, that you take extra precautions for yourself, like wearing an N95 mask and disposable gloves. Then you can double bag it and toss it, or burn it if you want. Just don't leave it behind. It could be dangerous for our pets who may see it as a snack. And finally, don't forget to report it.
All right, and our thanks to Hunter Bertram with that story.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
Well, when I went to California, I thought it would be warm. It was not. I came back and it's still stormy here. So I'll just say they blame me for bringing the weather down. 35 degrees by Mart Skycam in Yakima. It's been foggy most of the day, but right now visibility is good. However, we're going to see pockets of fog developing later on and those temperatures starting to drop. Let's take a look at our first alert radar. We have active weather south of the Hermiston area, but here it comes. We see some rain showers and snow developing all around Yakima, and it's coming up from the south. As those temperatures drop, we could see some snowflakes in the area. Here's what the weather pattern is going to be looking like over the next couple of days. This next system bringing mostly snow showers up north, but it's pretty heavy. And then by Friday, things really ramp up. Friday's going to be our active weather day. We might have a first alert weather day there for the Cascade Mountains. Lower elevations will mainly see rain, but there's another system right behind that on Saturday. Things will start to quiet down after Sunday. Here's Futurecast. This is what I'm talking about. Snow showers possible from Ellensburg down into Yakima, down to part of the lower valley as it transitions to rain showers with those warmer temperatures. We'll stay active as we get through our Thursday. Thursday afternoon is when we're going to start to see more rain showers coming up from the south. Yakima may be seeing some freezing rain in the region, as well as more snow across Ellensburg into the Yakima Valley, Tri-Cities, and to the east. They're mostly going to see rain showers. However, we are going to be picking up some pretty good snow in the Blues as well as the Cascades all the way through Sunday. Let's talk about those road conditions. A lot of folks still traveling around the state. This is the concern. We're watching for some freezing rain or pockets of ice. Yakima area, anywhere you see the pink is where we could see icy roads, and you'll see more of that developing, especially in the mountains and those mountain passes. You'll want to be prepared for winter driving conditions over the next several days. Now, the good news is our temperatures are on the warm up. We're going to be slightly above the average in Yakima, as you can see, for the next several days. Here's what it looks like in Tri-Cities, Walla Walla, and Hermiston. We're running about average now, but we'll see warmer temperatures as we get into the weekend, and we're going to start to mellow out getting into next week. So for tonight, rain and fog, valley snow possible, and even pockets of freezing rain. Look for the fog through the area, and this is where we're looking at possible snowflakes from Ellensburg all the way down into Sunnyside as we're sitting below the freezing level. A little bit warmer as you head to the east and to the foothills. However, Pendleton and to the east of there also going to be seeing some possible snow and freezing rain. Here's where we're going to see some pockets of fog, 40% chance of rain for the Tri-Cities. Look for a wet day Friday. Remember, that's going to be our active weather day. We stay fairly active through the weekend, but things start to mellow out as a ridge of high pressure starts to begin next week. Wintry mix possible in Yakima tomorrow and even into Friday morning. Things will mellow out for the weekend. Temperatures in the 40s, dropping into cooler conditions early next week. Here's what it looks like for our first week of January in Ellensburg. That's where you could encounter snow and wintry mix with slick roads all the way in through Sunday. Walla Walla looking at some wet rains out there. Breezy winds on Saturday, more rain possible Sunday, clearing up early next week. And here's what Hermiston is looking like. Going to be wet there as well. Look for those breezy winds to pick up on Saturday, and lots of rain continuing. So some people getting snow, some people getting ice, some people getting rain. So a lot going on weather-wise.
Yeah, well, Happy New Year to you. Good to have you back.
Yeah.
All right, we are going to come on back with the Spotlight next.
Wishing you and yours a happy 2025.
Happy 2025. Make it a good year. If you've been injured and went through the holidays and didn't get a fair settlement, give us a call. We'll tell you what to bring in, and it's a free consultation.
If you've been injured in an accident, find out what your rights are.
Alice's birthday is coming up. We're in this comfy room in Triple Play Hotel so we can make plans without her hearing.
So we need a huge cake, a giant salad, and a good-sized mariachi band. Hold on a second. Does it seem a little dark in here for 2 p.m.?
Sorry, guys. Where I'm from, they didn't do birthdays. It's very exciting.
Triple Play has fun attractions for everyone, including bowling, a ropes course, and many more, all attached to a cozy hotel.
You make it through security so fast, the agents applaud. Your travel itineraries are so well written, they're on the bestseller list. And you have access to lounges that don't officially exist. That's why you rent with National, where you can skip the counter and choose any vehicle on the Emerald Isle. Because travel isn't a competition, except that it is. And you're winning.
SDCU and Apple Valley News Now honor local volunteers by sharing their stories and donating $1,000 to their favorite charities. To nominate someone who's making a difference in Benton and Franklin counties, click on Volunteers Count under the contest tab at applevalleynewsnow.com.
Run it up.
Hey, babe, what's a 5-letter word that starts with PH and ends with NE? Clue is get 4 of these for free with 4 lines for $90 a month at US Cellular.
James, have you tried the 4 free phone flakes? I love these free phone flakes.
Hey, Dad, 4 free phones.
Each serving has 4 free phones.
4 free phones?
Thanks.
Oh.
They're right behind me, aren't they?
Choose 4 free phones and 4 lines for $90 a month, no trade-in needed. US Cellular.
Being involved in an injury accident is disruptive any time of year. We can't change what's happened, but maybe we can help you sort some things out. For answers on your case, start the new year by calling Allen Brecky Law Offices. They're waiting to help you.
Time for tonight's Spotlight at 5. Let's head to Ellensburg. Kittitas Valley Healthcare is celebrating after this heartfelt donation of handmade quilts. They came from Hugs and Stitches. The quilts were donated to KVH Hospice. Officials say thanks to the community's generosity and creativity, these quilts will make a big difference in the lives of others. If you have an idea for the Spotlight, just send me an email, areed@applevalleynewsnow.com. We've got the
bottom line on your weather forecast and our first viewer photo of 2025. It's coming right up. Stay here.
Happy holidays from all of us here at Apple Valley News Now.
It's the New Year's Super Sale at Furniture Row. Right now, save $100 on every $1,000 you spend, or score 60 months, no interest. Say goodbye to tired old designs. And hello to killer new looks at great prices. The New Year's Super Sale, on now at Furniture Row.
Fun times are waiting for you at Wild Horse Resort and Casino. Enjoy Vegas-style slots and table games, fine dining, and exciting entertainment. And now, get your tickets for the Australian Bee Gees, a tribute show on Saturday, February 15th. Voted the best tribute show in Las Vegas. Come jive to all the classic Bee Gees hits that you know and love. Get your tickets now. Wild Horse Resort and Casino. More winners, more often.
Hit by a big truck in bad weather? There's a law that says truck drivers have a legal duty to use extreme caution when driving in hazardous conditions. Knowing these laws sets my truck wreck team apart. I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the big truck heavy hitter. Big truck insurance companies know that we have the knowledge and experience to get you paid everything you deserve. Hit by a big truck? Our team knows truck wrecks and how to win for you. I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
You'll be back! Emus can't help people customize and save with Liberty Mutual!
And Doug.
Well, I'll be. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
It's Operation Best Friend every Wednesday morning as we feature lovable pets from area shelters, all wanting forever homes. Operation Best Friend from Apple Valley News Now, As You Wish Real Estate Services, and Cross Country Mortgage.
It's the New Year Super Sale at Denver Mattress, where the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Check out the Summit Firm for only $299.99, or score 60 months no interest and free shipping. Happy New Year from Denver Mattress.
Once a year, celebrities gather at Hollywood's most prestigious event.
Not what you were expecting?
This is
Celebrity Jeopardy!
You made that up.
This January, stars compete to win $1 million for charity.
It's a date.
I'm here to dominate. Who will be the next Celebrity Jeopardy champion? Are you feeling confident?
Ready. I'm here.
Celebrity Jeopardy season premiere Wednesday, January 8th on ABC and stream on Hulu.
And come take a look at your screen. You've heard the saying, even a blind squirrel gets a nut sometimes. Well, this squirrel, well, he got a gingerbread house.
Love it.
Good job, Raphael. Remember, the QR code is the best way to get your picture onto the news. Quick check of the final look at your weather. Bottom line, wintry mix. We got a lot of active weather. We're even tracking some ice coming in for Simcoe Highlands in the Blues and more mountain snow. Check out some of those totals. So make sure you tune in next hour for the ski report.
Yeah, we'll see you at 6. Hoping your news is good news. Here comes World News Tonight.
Have a good night.